What a sick song. That is such a cool song. So, sorry about missing yesterday. Um, the combination of a bunch of things kind of caused me to not be able to stream yesterday. And, oh well, it's going to happen sometimes, you know. Life hits you and you can't do anything properly. However, I did have a lot of time to work on a few things. And one of those things is the new webcam setup that I am super happy with. So what I have now, before what I was doing, was I was taking two pencils, I taped them to the back of my monitor, which actually I can now move up a little bit and see what I'm doing now. I had taken two pencils, taped them to the back of my monitor, one that was taped like this to the back of it, right? And one was taped out like this, basically like a cross. And I would then tape the webcam the opposite direction that it's supposed to go onto the actual pencil, and then just rotate the picture in XSplit to get it to work. Well, now what I've just done is I've just attached it to a mic stand. So I got a mic stand and finally have decided this is how I'm gonna place it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to like screw the webcam onto the mic stand, but I still think it works out great because now I can just move the webcam around whenever I want instead of having to move the entire monitor. So this is perfect because now if I needed to change something, can I just go like this, or I can just push this up like that, and push it this way. Awesome. I'm very excited about this. And I don't have to keep going like this and pushing this up and pushing this down. It's very simple. I mean, this webcam seems to get a pretty large range. So from here, I can just kind of go just like that, and you've seen everything. Not only that, but I think you get a lot clearer picture of what exactly I've written. Maybe not so much the chord changes that I've written out, but you can definitely see what notes I've written. So it makes it a lot clearer to everyone what exactly I've written, and while I'm writing, same thing, it's going to make things a lot easier. So I'm excited about this little change that we've done. So today is an interesting day because we're doing something a little different. We finished with our 10 projects that we wanted to, that I wanted to do, basically by the end of January was kind of the goal, was to get these first 10 projects finalized and ready to go. 2 of them are probably going to be live recorded. Everything else is going to be MIDI, probably. That's what I'm thinking. So, what I'm going to do now for everybody is I'm going to play through all 10 songs with their finalized versions, and we're going to just see how they all sound, because some of these I haven't played in like a week or two, so it's important to be able to test that out and see how it sounds, see if it still appeals to me, essentially. Now, there was one project that I decided to axe. I just didn't think it was going anywhere, and I didn't like it anymore, so I actually axed one of them. It didn't seem to have a place anywhere, kind of a thing. So I axed one of them, so we have 9. And yeah, so after we play through these, depending on how much time is left, we may start our new set of projects, which is going to be something I haven't talked about yet, but we're going to get into. And if we do get to it, it's not going to be a lot of writing, as it is going to be a lot of listening and figuring out things, because this is a little bit different than what I've been doing, basically. So here's what I'm going to essentially be doing. All right, we'll have each project up here on the webcam. Most of it will be in full view, as best as I can, because I can't. It's just a little too tough to be bouncing around from playing to moving this up and moving this down, right? So I think for the most part, what we're going to do is just kind of leave it in a state where you can see most of what is being written down here, and then I'm just going to play through it to the best of my ability. And yeah, so the first one was, of course, the Kingdom Hearts flashback song. This one will be probably live recorded, because I think for now it's just going to be a piano. We talked about it a little bit. I think I wrote it up here at the top, actually. Something chords, piano, and then melody. I was thinking like a saxophone. That's right. Yeah. So probably the piano part will be live recorded. Not entirely sure. Just thinking out loud, basically. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe all of it will end up being MIDI. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see where we get to at that point. But for now, let's just go ahead and play this one. Make sure this is at a good volume. Yeah, it should be. All right. All right. So, not bad. Okay, so I haven't played this in about a week. So going over it again, I would say there's a couple things that I probably will change. One of them being the melody here. It's fine. It's just nothing special. And the transition here, when I'm doing this, or I guess it needs to be a little more abrupt. A little less abrupt, I'm sorry. It needs to be more subtle. It has to be a little bit more fluid. I think what happened was I was remembering, I was kind of just reading more off the page than remembering what I had done before. What I had done before was, while I'm doing this, and if I'm ready to wrap it up, and I'll go. I'll kind of start by playing some chords instead of going. And what I did here was I literally didn't. I was just kind of soloing, and then all of a sudden, it was kind of an abrupt switch to. So this is how I played was like this. Where it should be a little bit more clear that it's dying down, right? So more like. Ooh. Just a little more clear, slightly. Just the way that it was more able to kind of transition into where it's supposed to be going. The rest of the song is fine. So that is that one. Let's go to the next one. This great song. I really like this song. It's just this is tough to play live by myself. Because there are lots of different things going on in it. Not to mention different sounds. Okay, so this was the space travel song. It was a song that I was given the idea of writing a song for like either like a sci-fi game or some sort of space travel game. Something like this, something to the effect of like Mass Effect or No Man's Sky or something like that. You know what I mean? And I had taken that as, so this is going to be the kind of song that you would hear essentially as if you were on a ship in space, kind of walking around the ship and seeing space as you're going by. That was kind of my thought process with this. So keep in mind that I don't have all the voices that I'm going to use for this, all the instruments and stuff like that, and that I'm limited to what I have on the actual keyboard. So this is what I think is like the best representation of what is going to kind of be what I'm using, which is a combination of this electric piano sound and a string sound, which I think is exactly what a lot of space type songs have. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through this a little bit and see how it goes. Probably move this up, right? Yeah. Oh God. Sorry. was horrible, and it keeps slipping underneath me, and so I have to keep like grabbing it with my foot. It's the best I can do, unfortunately, with this piano, because as you can tell, these chords don't stay as long as they're supposed to. Like when I'm going down like this. I want them to be held longer, I just can't do anything about it, because as far as this keyboard's going to let me go. But anyways, that's that one. And now we got this top part. This was actually created out of that last song. And what it is supposed to be a song from like a Doom level, like the video game Doom. There's that going on. And that's kind of how it starts, is just by me going like that. It's kind of this intense thing, which will have drums and stuff in it. And the reason that it's only so short is because there's a solo section where it's... kind of that whole thing going on. So there's this part. Along with that, while that's going on, the bass is still... Although it would be probably something like... So... Probably something like that, and then... What am I playing there? So, something like that. So... the bass will change slightly there, and there's obviously going to be a drum part, but it'll go from to give bass player a little more freedom, but to kind of just do what he wants. Meanwhile, something chaotic. That's kind of the point of Doom. You know, before there was a story. That was kind of the point of Doom, to make very just kind of chaotic music. This is one of my favorites, and what this is kind of a revamped version of the Song of Storms song. It's a remix with some pretty cool chords. I really like them. So yeah, let me play through this once. I don't know if that's how it's going to end. That's just kind of how I've ended it. So. But I really like that. I have written down there at the bottom alternate chords. What I mean by that is originally they were written with those chords. Originally it was... They were originally written with those chords, and I changed them to these three because I just liked how it sounded. And also, if you ever listen to the original, it's like there's similar chords, but they're not as crazy as the ones that I'm using. The ones I'm using have extensions on them and are altered and are bizarre. The ones that they use, I think, just... was similar, but not quite the same. So, and I have these alternate chords also, just in case it sounds better with the alternate chords. So that's that one. Project 5 is the one that we were not sure about, and that I axed for now. Here we go. Project 6, a good one. Project 6 was the build mode for Sims song. Let me quickly refresh this stream. Sorry. Oh my goodness, a little tired today. Yeah, this was the build mode song for The Sims. And it went like this. And that's kind of how it would end. I have Coda, and I just have me going kind of back and forth, just... So that's that one. Next project is... Oh. So these next two projects are both Pokemon songs that I wrote. First one's real simple, real easy. Nothing to it, really. All it really is there for is it's supposed to be route music. It's supposed to be early route music in Pokemon. Really simple, nothing too complicated, because that's kind of how it is in the beginning. It's almost like a tutorial level. That's kind of what I was going for. Okay, so keep that in mind when I'm playing through this. Ah, man. This is what happens when you don't play this after a while. Try this again. And that's all it is. Real simple. Doesn't have to be anything too difficult just because of it's because what it is. Pokemon music is pretty simple in the beginning. This was supposed to be another route song, but it ended up being changed to credit music because I thought it sounded more. Well, actually, someone in chat had said that it sounded more like credit music, and the more I thought about it, the more I agreed with him, and so I changed it to Pokemon credit music. So this is a pretty obnoxiously loud one, so I will just fair warning. This is a big, epic song, much different tone than the other one. All right, let's do it. This is for your benefit, too, so. I actually forgot what I wrote there. So that's that. So it starts off with almost like a minute or so of an intro type of deal, and then you hear the actual Pokemon music. But I like it. I like this one a lot. This is one of my favorites that I wrote. I had a lot of fun with that one. This is probably my favorite one I wrote. This next one. So, this I absolutely loved what I did with this. And I'm not gloating about myself. I just love how it sounds. I'm like in love with how this sounds. I really am. This one I have to turn the volume up because of how soft I play it. So I'm using a little different setting on my piano to make it kind of sound mellower. Alright. God, they're playing music downstairs. I really hope it doesn't get in the way of this because this is such an epic one. I'm psyched for this one. This is the other one that I said I was going to live record, which I still think I'm going to do, unless I can't play this. I can't do enough effects to this that I want, because there are a lot of things I want to do to this very specifically. I took inspiration from a couple of different sources for this. Heavy Rain is one. There's a song called Painful Memories in their OST that I took inspiration from. Layers of Fear, the song when you walk into the mansion and you're walking around and nothing scary has happened yet, which is why I have to find this as the start of a horror game, this song. But Layers of Fear is another one that I've kind of equated this to. And there was a third one that I talked about. Jesus Christ, sorry. There's a third one that I had talked about on stream last time when I wrote this, and I can't remember exactly what it was. But those are two at least of like the inspirations from this. So let me go ahead and play through this. Only song probably that I'm going to be playing that's going to be just piano. So this is a good one. I really enjoyed playing this one and writing this one. This was a lot of fun. There we go. And if this piano was a little bit more fleshed out. So what... God, they're really starting to blast music now downstairs. It's annoying. One of the things that I'd like to do with this is, first of all, it's got to have a ton of reverb, for sure. It has to be very quiet sounding. I like the idea of it being a quiet sounding song. You know, it just builds at one point where it goes... just like that, right? but I really like that one. That's definitely my favorite one that I've written, and it's probably the most simple, to be honest with you. But I think it delivers the biggest message, and I shouldn't say it like that, but I feel like it hits home more. It's more of an emotional song than all the other ones that I've written. I mean, the other ones are emotional, but this one really hits home. And the reason why I say it's start of a horror game is because, yeah, it's in minor, but it's not like the gloomiest minor, right? Like the first song in Layers of Fear that I helped me want to write this it goes like this. I mean, how depressing does that sound? It's so minor. Like, I know B flat. It's in B flat minor, right? And to me, B flat minor is just more of an intense minor than C sharp minor. Not quite as, I don't know. There's something about it though, but this is just. Not to mention, it's probably closer to this, and it's so quiet and downtrodden. And there's this huge reverb in the background, and it's just this. It's way worse than this. It's so depressing sounding. And this one isn't, you can't quite tell, right? Yeah, it's slow. Yeah, it's quiet. And yeah, it's in minor. But to me, you can't quite tell if it's depressing. It's a sad sounding song for sure, but it's not depressing sounding. Especially when we get to these notes and stuff. And then this. And then this. Which this part is kind of supposed to bring out that little twisted horror sensation in you. And that's a big reason why there's this horror aspect going along with this. It's like, it's the start of a horror. And there's something a little off. And that's why there are some chords that are a little off, right? It's not your traditional C sharp minor, and then maybe we go to 4, which is F sharp minor, and then from there we go to F5, which would be A flat. It's not like that. If it was, it would not have the same impact. This is how it would sound like that. Not like that at all. It changes, and those subtle changes really are different. Something you may not expect. That is not the chord I was expecting. Maybe that's a little more reasonable, right? Getting back on track almost, and then not expecting that. No one can be expecting that chord. That's the thing. That's the thing about this song that I love so much, is that it brings out kind of horror tendencies in it just based off of the chord changes. Because like I said, it doesn't follow any sort of traditional chord complexity, chord change. You'll get this in a lot of different songs. Most of the time there's a pretty significant, for like 90 to 95% of the song, more like 95, there's a specific chord progression that will go through. I mean, everyone knows like the famous like 1-6-4-5 probably is like the one that everyone would know. almost all songs are based off of that. Now, maybe it's not in minor. Maybe it's... Right? And then it would be... everyone knows that chord progression. And in minor, it's... That's a really common one. Another one could be... that was in major, but... That's 1-6-2-5. That's a pretty common one. Or just 1-2-5. Now that was in major. This one's in minor. That's a pretty common one. 3-6-2-5-1 is a common one. It's not that much difference in that one though. 1 diminished 2 3 5 1. You know, that's a pretty common one. What else is a common chord progression? Any sort of blues chord progression is common. This is pretty common, going just 1-7-1 is pretty common. But you kind of get my drift. Is like there's a lot of like very common chord progressions that are used. Even in jazz, there are common chord progressions that are used. This is not common. You have to understand the way that these chords move. It's C minor, and then it goes to 3. But it's a different type of 3 chord. First of all, it's not even in the right key. We're now in a different key. This is a minor 3. If you've ever played, or if you know about chords, the way that they work, like the way that you can tell if they're major or minor, is by the 3rd note. And if we start in C sharp minor, and we go in, we use that scale. Right, which would be C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp. Right. So if we play chords and just play the notes of that scale with starting on different, basically it's just starting on different notes. So going like this. Well, the 3 chord in this case, which is E, would be E major, but this chord is E minor that I'm playing. So we're now switched keys, essentially. And now we're going down a half step, which is not uncommon to go down a half step, to E flat minor, which makes sense, right? Because then you can go, and it's 2-5-1, but I'm not doing that. I'm going down to D, which isn't that unusual because that's another chord progression that's common, is going... It's a tritone substitution, essentially, is what it is. But I'm not playing the proper chord. I'm playing something completely out of left field. It's another minor chord, and it has a major 7 in it. So the chord changes aren't even common. And that lends to the uneasiness that this song is trying to portray, right? That's kind of the point. Is what I'm trying to get at, essentially. What time? I've only been streaming for like 40 some odd minutes. No. Seriously? I'm surprised, actually, to tell you the truth. Anyways. Oh yeah, and then the other thing that I want to talk... So the melody isn't, like, anything special. There's nothing crazy about it. But then we go to the next chord progression, which is this, and then this. And what's interesting about this is this chord can very easily lead to. Very easy. To C minor, right? It's like a 5-1 almost. Almost. Not quite, but it's like a 5-1. It's a very easy chord progression. But we don't do that, do we? We go down to this, and this is such an ambiguous chord because you don't know if it's major or minor. But it almost sounds major, so it's giving you a little ray of hope almost in a song like this. Is it major or minor? It depends on the bass note. It could be minor. It could go. But you don't really know. Oh, dude, I don't speak, I'm not sure what language that is. I think. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you. And I unfortunately cannot understand it. I'm sorry about that. Anyways. Or it could sound like this. But we don't know. It's left up in the air. We don't know. And that's more uneasiness. It's more tension. And then it goes from this to... That's a major chord. That's E major. But then we go back to E flat minor. So it almost sounds like we're starting to head back towards C sharp, right? We're going from... And then all we need is... And then... Right? It's like we're heading back towards there, but we don't go there. It's starting to sound normal, and then we're back to this chord. And it's like, uh-oh. So it's almost like you're about to be safe. You're about to get to that safe part. And then all of a sudden it's back. That weird chord's back. And then it gets even more chaotic and weird with this melody. And right when you think it's going to be the end, back to the top, right? Hey, I don't know what that is, to tell you the truth. What that song is or anything. But yeah, that's the brilliant part about it. That's the part I love about this. Is this weird, all of a sudden just and right when you think it's all over and it's just too late, it's just too crazy, song's either gonna be over or like in the game, stuff is getting too crazy, and then we're back to this. Back to that. No, I wrote this. I don't know what that is. Is that similar to it? I hope not. Let me hear it. Yeah, I know that song. No. That's not that. I know that song actually. And no, that actually just uses a really common chord progression, which is, and it's not in the same key. I don't think either. Oh, you just want to know if I can play it? Yeah, I can play it. What is it called again? Let me hear the chord progression one more time. I think it's this. It just goes down in fifths. So. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all it is. Let me hear it again. Yeah, it's so it's 4 chords. All it really is it's an F sharp minor. F sharp minor, and then it's D major, and then it's E major, or I'm sorry, A major, E major. It just goes down in fifths. So it's back up. As far as the melody, I think it's just arpeggiating those chords. Oh, I guess it's not. I really don't know exactly what it is. I wouldn't be bothered with that. I mostly when I'm playing stuff like this, I'll end up just turning it into my own thing. So if you really wanted me to like figure that out note for note, I could. It just would be kind of time consuming. But I know are French. So okay, so well then I wouldn't really know how to explain it to you, because the way that like I don't know how to translate between those two things. Right. I mean, so then what are they? How do you? How exactly are the chords written out? Like, okay, tell me this. What are your notes? Like, what do you use for notes? I'm assuming it's like similar, but like, what do you type out like the notes that you use in music in general, including sharps and flats and stuff. Well, then yeah, I wouldn't know how to do it. I don't know anything. I don't know. I literally know like nothing about France or French. Like I don't know the language at all. Anyways, I got to get back to this. So there's one more song that I wrote that I have to go over, which was the most recent one that I wrote. Which this was tough to figure out what I was going to do with this, and this actually took me about an hour just sitting here. Well, maybe not an hour. maybe like 20 minutes. Just sitting here, just trying to figure out exactly what I was going to do differently with this song. Okay, it's an F sharp minor, not F major. But I see what you mean. That's how you would write it out. But it's in minor. Let me go back to this. So, this originally sounded like this. Let me pull it up for you. Because you kind of have to hear it to get it. I just skipped ahead to show you what the B section sounded like. Complicated song, I know. Beats me, man. A lot of the stuff I just play things by ear, quite often. Probably something classical that I had played a long time ago. I don't know. I just wanted to skip ahead to show you what the B section sounded like. So it's like, okay, so I wanted to do an arrangement of this that was slightly different, and I was trying to figure out what I could do to change this up, because really all it is not to mention there's no piano in it. It's like you have to try to come up with something for that, because it's just a bizarre type of song. It's something that's only really used, you know, just briefly, essentially. And coming up with a different idea than what it is tough. So what I ended up doing is like a blues out of it, where it's in one 8-bar blues in major and 8-bar blues in minor for the B section, essentially. So it sounds like this. If I can remember how this goes. And then anyways. I don't play games now, mostly because I'm trying to build an audience. So once I build an audience, I will do 2 streams a day, and one of them will be a gaming stream, and one of them will be a music stream. That's the goal. But I feel as though if I bounce around too much between music and games and stuff, I won't be able to build an audience. There's just no way. You're gonna have like a divided stream of a couple people, and it's just not gonna work out. So what needs to happen is I need to focus on something that I really want to do, which is music. Develop an audience there, and then if the audience likes what I do and would like to see me play games, I will play games and do 2 streams a day. That I'm totally fine with. I'm devoted to doing that. That's fine. But we have to get to that point still. So until we do, that's kind of where we're at. I just noticed, what is this over here? That's shiny. Oh, it's my sneakers. Man? Oh no, it's not my sneakers. What is that? Oh, it's the mic stand. I'm trying to figure out what this black part here is. Like, right where my thumb is. Where it says Samson. That's just the microphone stand. I would play PC. I have many consoles. I don't know if I've ever shown on stream my console collection. I have like 14 consoles. 2 of them are hooked up in the back behind me. I have a PS4 and an Xbox One. I got an Xbox 360 down there that's not hooked up, and a PS2 down there. And over in the corner over here, which I'm wondering if I could show you. No, probably not with the mics. I probably shouldn't do that. It'll get all left up. What are all my systems? I have PS1. Let's see. I got those 4 that I just listed off. I have a PS1, an N64, an NES, a Super NES, a Dreamcast, Sega Dreamcast, GameCube, Wii, Sega Genesis, and I'm missing like a couple. PS3. That's 13. Am I missing one? I feel like I am, but I'm probably not. That's probably it. Yeah, I think that's it. Those 13 right there. Yeah, so I have 13 different consoles. On top of that, I got all these games behind me right here. And then on the PC, I have a few games. I don't play on the PC too often. I mostly play console stuff, but I would stream PC stuff. Before, I was streaming all last year, and I was streaming Hearthstone, which I was getting really into and streaming and trying to be competitive with it. And then I got so sick of that game. I had played myself out of that game. So now I'm all into Overwatch because I really like Blizzard games. But yeah, that's that. I'm going to take a quick break, get myself something to drink, and I'll be right back. So, yeah. Back. Let me refresh the stream quickly. I really, really wish that this bar... So here's the thing. I live above a bar, which is fine. Normally it's not a problem. I don't have to deal with much, you know. I don't have, like, I don't really have neighbors, so I don't have anyone to bother when I'm doing this. But for whatever reason, they're normally, they don't open till 5 p.m. Okay, it's 2 right now where I'm at. So they're not supposed to be open for another 3 hours. So yeah, I'm hearing them downstairs blast me, and usually that's, you know, it's not a big deal. But when I'm trying to stream, it is. You know, I know I don't have any sort of jurisdiction over them. It's just annoying. I don't know. That's why I do streams in the morning too, because I can't do them at night because I have this going on, and you know you can't hear anything. So that's another thing that I'll have to figure out, because eventually, if I do want to do gaming streams, what I'd probably do. Well, first of all, this piano would not be in front of me. It would be way far gone, over in the corner, something. I'd have a mic that is attached right in front of me, so you can only hear my voice. I have a pop filter actually too, which I would use for this. And then I'd be able to hook everything up so it doesn't get quite in the way. I also have to get like soundproofing stuff. I'm gonna get some soundproofing stuff too to put on the walls, just to pad things so they're not bothering anyone else. 2 accounts? Oh, you mean like 2 separate, one like gaming thing? I could do that, but again, I'm just too small of a streamer to get anywhere with that. You know what I mean? That really works for people who are popular. but I'm not quite there yet. I mean, I just started like re-stream because like I streamed all last year from March to December, very inconsistently, but I did stream at least once a week, at least, and like that's not much, but it's what I had to offer essentially. And I would do like 3 to 4 times a week, but every once in a while I'd only be able to stream. So it was so inconsistent. I didn't get anywhere with it, and then I stopped in December. So I took a month off, came back, started streaming again the beginning of this year, and I've only been streaming for like 2 weeks. So I'm not at the point yet that I can do those types of things. Again, it's all just about developing a following and trying to get people to listen to my stuff and enjoy it. So that's kind of the point, because I really want people to. I don't know. I like writing for people. I like being able to show people my creative process, and I like people who enjoy watching this type of stuff. So until we get to that point, I can't do any gaming stuff right now. I'd love to, because honestly, that's what I'd like to do. Is just work on gaming stuff, but I can't really. So, anyways, so yeah, we were going over this. That was a game, or it was a song from Sonic Adventure that it basically turned into a blues. I would say the point where I would start doing gaming streams also is when I get 1,000 followers around. And the only reason that I'm picking out that number is just because, to me, that signals a point where, okay, you're taking it seriously. And it also signals to me a point where you have an audience of, like, at the very least 10 to 20, this is at the least, the minimum 10 to 20 people a stream. And then I would feel comfortable being like, okay, does anyone want to watch some games, me play games, instead of me play? Because there's a point in time where people will search for you based off of your personality and not search for you based off of what you're doing, essentially. You know what I mean? That's kind of how you get to that level. You know, people don't watch, like, okay, for example, Raynad. Like, I really like Raynad, but I don't watch him because of Hearthstone. I watch him because of his personality. And there's a point where that hits, where it's like, oh, I'm watching this guy because I like this guy, not because of what he's streaming. And I want you to still enjoy the stuff I'm streaming, but I also want you to be able to, I want you to be able to enjoy who I am is and like the kind of stuff that I say and my personality. You know what I mean? Because if not, why are you watching? You know what I mean? Even if you like my content, if I was a jerk and, you know, came on camera and was like, you know, you should know this stuff, how could you not know? Like, you know, stupid stuff like that. People do it all the time. You wouldn't enjoy it. So, Yeah, I would say around. I would say to the point where I'm getting a consistent 10 to 20 people stream. Um, exactly, and I always would greet someone when they come into the stream. Um, that's especially, and I have follower notifications when someone follows, all that stuff. I'm set up to go. It's just the other thing too is I have to be more consistent with like what time I stream, because I've been streaming pretty inconsistently, like in terms of time. I've been streaming every day. I've only missed a couple days since I started. I think 3 weeks ago. Yeah, almost 3 weeks ago. I've only missed like a couple days, like two maybe, or three, 2 or 3. I don't remember how many out of the 15, 16, 17 odd streams I could have been doing. I've only missed a couple. Right. But they've just been all at like different times, and I keep saying that they're going to be in the mornings, and then sometimes I'll do them in the mornings, sometimes I won't. It's about being consistent, which we have to get back to starting tomorrow. Start doing streams in the morning. Anyways, so that is that for today as far as that goes, as far as the 10 projects. So now what's going to happen with those 10 projects, is we're going to take those projects now. I'm going to record them offline and throw them into an editing software offline. Once I get the editing software working, I'm still having all these errors and problems, and I can't solve it with this music editing software that I want to use, that I bought specifically to be used so that I can edit music, and it's really giving me problems, so I can't even do anything in it. So until that gets settled, I can't really do anything with these songs anymore. But what we do then is we continue to write, and you just write as much as you possibly can. But for now, don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming. Depends on how busy they are downstairs and what's going on down there, because they're just going to keep probably getting louder and louder, and I need to leave at a certain time today. So I'm thinking that I'm just going to play some piano for a little bit. I think that would work. And as something that's slightly, I don't know if I actually have this or not, as a scene, what I was going to do was take the webcam here and put it over the keyboard while I play. I think that'd be interesting to do. And it wouldn't really be that difficult to accomplish. Get this untangled. Oh shit, that's a problem. Oh, hold on 1 second. So I unplug this. There we go. And then, cool. Okay. So in that case, I can take this mic stand I have, and what I can kind of do is raise it up just a smidge. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, I can. Should be able to. Oh, no. Oh, really? This is a little bit of a shorter mic stand, it looks like. Oh, man. Am I going to play with this? I want to see how this looks, actually, to tell you the truth. The fuck? Oh, sure it is. Thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. It just popped up for me. I had to turn down the volume on my end, so I didn't get like stupid loud. But thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it. All right, you can kind of see. You can see my left hand. That's nothing. There we go. You can kind of see a little bit what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, this is weird. I've never really done this where I filmed my hands like this playing. What I want to eventually do is get another mic stand that's like really high up and you can see the whole keyboard. So let's do that. Okay, change the title of the stream. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. cut, or I could do this, or I could do like a side view. I could do that. This mic stand doesn't give me that much leeway with it. You can see most of it from there. I'm not going to be down here. This is like that, and I'll never play that low. And I'll probably never play this high either. So this shows most of it. That's alright. That'll work. Let me grab this. This is my music stand. So I can read what I'm doing. And let's play something. Let's play something, let's go this way. Do-do-ba-ba. Here's something interesting here. Oh yeah, this was kind of interesting when I first played through. I'm very particular about like what I'm gonna play. I don't know why. I agree. I am left-handed, and so I know exactly what you mean. It feels weird. It's also just bizarre how how much more quick my right hand is, even though it's like that. Because my right hand is extremely, just way faster than my left, even though I'm left-handed. And I think it's just like that, because that's how you play, that's just how I learned to play piano. That's like the part that moves, so you have to kind of learn how to play it faster. Oh man, this song, let's play this. I haven't played this in a long time. They also have to understand too. I've mentioned this before. When playing this, let's refresh the stream real quick. Sorry. It's because I'm sitting on this chair. I'm lower to the ground, so I'm kind of playing like this, and it's really hard to play like that. Should be playing up like this, but I can't because of where I'm sitting. So be aware of that while I'm doing this. man. Little Piece of Heaven by Avenged Sevenfold. I don't know if I know that song. Let's listen to it. Alright, man. Take care. Oh, God, you can see my face, like, coming in over here. No, you don't want that. Alright. Let me change cameras. There we go. Don't want to hear that. Okay, I've never heard the song, so let me listen to it.
The story begins.
So this is like an 8-minute song, which is fine. And there's also no piano in it, which is fine. You could still do something with it. I could tell you right now it's in D minor. And then it goes up to let me think about it. Doesn't go to E minor. I think it goes to E flat minor. Let me hear that again. I gotta hear it again. No, I'm sorry. It goes to G or A, F. Yeah. So it switches between those two, which makes sense because they're relative. The keys are the same. I don't know what more goes in. I mean, it's 8 minutes, so I don't know. Like, I don't want to. I'm mostly just afraid of listening to it and then getting like a copyright claim or something from somebody being like, "You played this for too long." And it's like, oh Jesus. I'll keep listening to it though.
What's mine? Grateful God would never design. Our love had been so strong for far too long. I was weak.
see, now I'm just playing like jazz chords. I think it just goes down half steps for a while, and then somehow gets back to F.
With fear that something would go wrong.
Yeah. Back to that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I guess I just don't know exactly what you want me to play with this, just because. Like it's an entire orchestrated piece. You know what I mean? Normally, like I said, normally that's not a problem. Even if there's no piano in it, that's not a problem. It's just that I'm not sure if you want me to just tell you what is in it, or like how you want me to do that. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I can tell you it's in D minor. I can tell you the chords that are going on throughout it. But that's about it.
Before the possibilities came true, I took on possibility from you. Almost left myself to chance. It was never pursued, but even when she was sleeping, now she's just so perfect.
So yeah, it seems to go back and forth between D minor and F major a lot, and then there's one chord which is kind of interesting in there, which is an A flat minor, and then back to D. Okay, so it's A flat minor and then G minor and then back to D, and then after a while it's going back between that and then A minor, and then. But usually it's bouncing between. At the beginning, it's bouncing between those two, and then it goes. And then I think it just goes straight to back to that. And I don't know how much more extensive it gets, because it's 8 minutes and it's like the first two. But yeah, that's really the gist of it, at least from what I can tell. But yeah, so yeah, you just played this. Let's go ahead and play something else here. What? Have I learned one of these? I feel like I have. Oh, I never use sheet music, dude. This, like, if you look at what I got here, it's so tough to tell. I wish it wasn't. I wish it was easier to see this. They're chord symbols and just melody lines, and that's all I play. I mean, this is a jazz book, but yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I learn stuff in general. That's kind of the point of this whole thing. But yeah. This entire book is literally just, you can see it. Oh god, the freaking glare from the side. They're chord symbols and just melody lines. And everything else is just I improvise. Do do da, ba do do da. Oh, we can play that. Go back. How to play it. Ooh. Oh, geez, I forgot to switch the cameras. Alright. I could end that so much better than that. Alright. Sorry about that horrible fucking ending. Oh, this is a cool song. It's just, this is a tough song to play by myself. It just changes chords so rapidly. And they have to play that with a melody, and it's higher up, and it's like... I know what I want to play. I have not played this in a long time. I just thought of it. Because that song kind of reminds me of it a little bit. Yeah. And we're going to play it with the electric piano. Okay, I'm gonna play a few more and then we're probably gonna wrap it up. Oh, this one. How did I play this one before? Oh god, this is such a tough song. But I really liked it. Alright, so I'm going to play without the written in parts. Yeah, that's a tough one. It doesn't really have anything interesting going on in it after that, and I don't. It's just kind of a specific song. I got a different one I'll play. It's not in the book. No idea. I don't know why I ended on D flat major. I just decided to. Made no sense. Made no sense. It's cool though. Play one more. Ended on a minor for some reason. Alright. That's going to do it for me today. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. We'll be back. 100%. We're working on our new project that I'm excited to start working on. So I'm going to leave you with the song. If you haven't already, please hit follow. Helps me out. Keeps me going. Keeps me wanting to play for you guys as often as possible. And, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to say. I will see you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. And, yeah, thanks a lot. I'll see you later.